Hello everybody, NIO Life here. What I'm showing you right now is a branded charging station by Jaguar Land Rover. This is probably done a few years ago when they launched the Jaguar I-Pace. And what you see here is the 24 kilowatt 3-phase fast charger. They use the same one from Delta, which is a Taiwanese Thai company. They use the same charger worldwide for every dealership. I don't know why, of all the places, I found one here, but I want to use this opportunity to give you guys a city tour, plus at the same time make some simple demonstration of competency. Because a lot of people think that I'm just a rah-rah guy who go around and tell people that buy NIO 100 and believe me, nothing else matters. No, that's not at all. Long years preparation went into the Mission NIO 100. I want to use this charger to give you an example of my preparation. I was literally the very first person put down a deposit for a Jaguar I-Pace in Australia. When Jaguar I-Pace was launched worldwide, they launched in the factory actually by the contract manufacturer. And I'm going to come to a point why it's important. The case of Jaguar, why it's important, why it's connected to NIO. Because Jaguar and NIO is the polar opposite of each other. They have completely different strategy. And one failed, one succeeding. And that's the reason I'm doing NIO 100 and not Tata 100. The owner of Jaguar Land Rover is actually Tata Motors. It's an Indian company. So why I'm not doing a Tata 100, instead is NIO 100. And it's all part of the preparation. I'm not going to show my own face because it's going to destroy the illusion. Also, audio will be shit. So you give you an idea of the city, the town of Van Vien at a noon sun time, how it looks like. Right now it's low season, and right now it's actually rain season. A Deepal. This is a Deepal, Chinese car again. Okay, back to Jaguar versus NIO. Jaguar had a completely different strategy. Jaguar has a very established branding in, let's say, high-end sports engineering and the car of the villain and so on. I used to love Jaguar. The thing is, Jaguar I-Pace is a completely new concept, and it was done together with the contract manufacturer in Austria. Yeah. So Jaguar basically what they did was they gave the specs to the contract manufacturer and say, please build me a car that has the following spec: minimum range, minimum comfort, minimum this, minimum that, and it has to do everything possible. And what Jaguar did was doing the design, the packaging, the marketing. So you know what happened. I-Pace was launched as the car of the year. One reason why I put on the order was because it was won the car of the year for European car of the year. The I-Pace was a phenomenal car at that time, but they forgot one thing. They forgot the ecosystem. Jaguar had this idea that people buying a car because they're buying a car. NIO understood the difference. People don't buy a car for a car. Oh, you know what? I'm taking a small detour, showcase one of the places I make videos, so you guys get an idea of how the places here look like. Silvernaga Resort, beautiful riverfront. You're gonna see where I make my videos. So basically, behind the truck, it's a bit too difficult to get there, but you get the idea. I'm going back to my go-to hotel here in Tira. My favorite hotel. Okay, Jaguar didn't understand the true meaning of EVs. Tesla understood it. Therefore, Tesla put more money into charging stations. Jaguar thought charging is just an afterthought, but more important is Jaguar didn't understand the importance of having your own ecosystem. People don't buy an electric car just for the sake of buying an electric car. People are buying electric car to join the ecosystem. Oh, by the way, here's another thing I want to show you. This is the battery swapping station for the motorbikes. Yes, all these motorbikes are battery swapping. You can see in the background. They can swap the battery. It's pretty cool. This is another electric bike. Fun fact, here in Laos, you don't need a license to operate an electric bike, nor do you need a driver's license. So it's basically an electric bicycle going at 80 km/h. Just a simple fun fact. This section in the night is very busy. During the daytime, not so much. So, Jaguar didn't understand the assignment. Jaguar has a problem understanding trends, and now Jaguar is basically Fagua. Yeah, nobody will touch that brand. They kill themselves. They literally kill themselves. Okay, this is my favorite hotel, interior, and my favorite restaurant. Let me go to the restaurant. I'll go to the hotel first. I finish the video here, then I go to the restaurant. Yeah. They have wonderful coffee here. The restaurant is called Kop Chai De. Kop Chai De means thank you very much in Lao. It's also a famous restaurant in... Okay, now you see what my operation process is. I got an umbrella. Courtesy of the bank, LDB, Lao Development Bank. I did a lot of due diligence on different banks. They gave me an umbrella for free. Hello, how are you? So, this is my favorite hotel. I highly recommend this one. And that's my favorite seat. Okay. I'm putting out the raw videos so you guys have an idea how travel light looks like. So now I can point myself. Okay. Jaguar didn't understand the assignment. They thought they're just gonna make another car. And they thought since they don't have the expertise to create their own car, Jaguar decided to rely on a third-party contract manufacturer from Austria, one of the largest in the world. The same company also makes G-Wagons and Porsches and stuff like that. So it's not a bad supplier. And they do OEM deals for different brands. And Jaguar I-Pace was probably the biggest of such a deal, multiple $1 billion. However, here's the biggest problem with that strategy. Regardless how good I-Pace is, it was difficult to iterate new versions of the same car because nothing is in-house. This is where the genius from NIO management come in, and I want to salute the management. Bingo, 谢谢你. The management has a long-term perspective about the future of EVs. They really started from final destination first. The final destination for EV is basically everybody everywhere in the world drives an EV, and we have an ecosystem supporting all the EVs in the world. And winner takes it all, like always in tech, winner takes it all. So they basically reverse engineer the entire process to the end result of winner takes it all in EV space and figured out the way to win this race at the fastest possible way and most straightforward way and the most direct way without going detours. Jaguar I-Pace was the polar opposite of that. That was basically, let's do one product first, see how it goes. If it goes well, we do another one. If it goes well, do a third one. If it doesn't go well, we shut it down. That's the reason why there's never been a second version of Jaguar I-Pace, because nothing was in-house. And the management had no vision. They just had a command they had to execute. The command directly came from Tata Motors chairman, the Indian billionaire, and they just executed like typical mid-management level people. But NIO had a completely different vision. And this is the reason I put all my spare cash into NIO and I don't diversify, because there's no other company in the world that has similar vision. And for all the people who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is NIO Lifer. You can just call me Mr. NIO. It doesn't really matter. More important is that you understand that I truly know what I'm doing here. You know what? I'm going to give you a different perspective. Here. Change your scenery. Nicer background. Before you saw me on the internet with NIO 100 videos, before you saw me posting anything about what we want to do with NIO 100, before any of this stuff, there's gone almost 10 years preparation on the fundamental level. In my case, I've always been interested in electric cars. The very first electric car I actually drove in Singapore back in 2000. It was a hydrogen-based Mercedes B-Class, hydrogen-powered electric car. That was the very first time I drove an electric car. So that was 25 years ago. I got hooked on it right away. It was not just a demonstration prototype, it was a limited edition manufacturing, production level ready electric car based on hydrogen. And based on that experience, I actually invested in hydrogen power and lost money in the process. Yeah. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm saying that before we succeed with NIO 100, there were many other failures. There were many other failures along the way. But you never heard about it. You never heard about my failures. You are here because you want to get rich. And I'm here to tell you there's an extremely high degree of certainty here that as long as you do what we all do together, you will get rich. NIO 100 is your only ticket in town to 10x your money in 2026. This is the simplest way I can express it. Now, using the iPace as an example, I want to tell you that the success and failure of a company is depending on the brain of the company, not on the muscle of the company. Like everything else, you invest in a company, you're not investing in the factories, you're not investing in employees, you're investing in the brain of the business. The leadership of the business is basically 90% of the value of the company you're buying. Not the factory, not the sales number, not even the customers. And it's very easy to demonstrate to you why and how. Take, for example, Elon Musk and Tesla shares. What is the value component of Tesla attached to the fact that Elon Musk is as the leader of the company and the visionary of the company? I would say minimum 70%, if not 90%. 70 to 90% of market cap of Tesla is associated with Elon Musk. If he goes away, if the company go into fall into the hand of somebody else, market cap will collapse. And I want to connect this video now to my last video of promoting NIO shareholding to Tesla shareholders. The very first argument I have for you guys who invest in Teslas because you are investing in Elon Musk. Let me introduce you to the Chinese Elon Musk who actually has a good conscience. Just imagine Elon has a good twin. He is the evil twin, but he also has a good twin. The good twin of Elon is William Li, the founder and chairman of NIO. Mr. Li Bing. He is the good twin of Elon Musk. He planned his company in the long term. He planned the company for the long-term success. But most importantly, he's trying to bring positive value through the butterfly effect to the rest of the world, not just to his personal pockets. Elon, however, leveraged up his reputation and got rich personally. Elon also robbed the shareholders to get rich personally. Shareholder lawsuit is still ongoing. But you don't see share price dropping because of shareholder lawsuits, right? when it comes to Tesla, that doesn't matter. Suddenly it matters when it comes to NIO. When an ex-shareholder sue NIO, suddenly that matters a lot. Here's a simple fact. If you own shares in Tesla, what is your upside potential? Think about it this way. Can another leader increase the value of the shares in Tesla? No. There's no better, more hyped person out there than Elon. Therefore, the price you're paying for is already baked in for the value of Elon. Can the dominance of Tesla be increased or decreased? You are already paying a super premium for the dominance of Tesla in the EV space. And honestly, Laos is a perfect place to show you the real dominance of Tesla. Here in Laos, you can buy any electric cars, anyone. This is actually a free capitalistic country for electric cars. You can literally buy any cars you want. I've seen a Cybertruck here, believe it or not. I actually have seen a Cybertruck. I almost got run over by the Cybertruck in Vientiane. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the Cybertruck here. Yeah. So any car you want, you can buy here. And guess who are the leaders in this country? Not Tesla. You don't see that many Teslas around. From 10 electric cars, maybe one is a Tesla. 90% to 95% of electric cars here are not Teslas. Why is that so? Because of competition. Laos is basically the preview of market share for electric cars worldwide. When you have fierce competition, you have the outcome. Free for all. I can't wait for NIO to enter this space here. Yeah. So, if you are a shareholder in Tesla, you have to think seriously about your upside potential, because what you're paying for is your future value, not past value. Tesla is right now worth what? 1.3 trillion? NIO is worth less than 20 billion. So we basically have a 1% situation here. Would you be willing to consider the proposal to switch your Tesla shareholding to NIO shareholding and do a 10x in the process? Tesla, honestly, maybe have another 20-30% market upside left, maybe a double. That's the best I can imagine. But NIO can easily 10x. Because if you don't switch, some other people in Tesla shareholding will switch. That is my next mission. In the last 6 months, I have already proven without any doubt that I can unite all the people in the shareholding structure of NIO to aim for one common goal. And we become diamond hands, truly diamond hands. Yes, I'm very proud of you guys, NIO Army. NIO 100 is the greatest mission of all. And once you join NIO 100, you don't come out, right? You don't say, oh, I changed my mind. No, there's no reason so, because logically, emotionally, mentally speaking, makes no sense to change your mind. I made more than 330 videos in 6 months to make the point that NIO 100 is real and NIO 100 will happen, with or without your participation as Tesla shareholders. I'm just trying here to help you out, give you a way out, because you have been trying very hard to replicate what you have seen in Tesla shares and it didn't happen. In the last 5 years, Tesla shares barely gone anywhere. So that's basically just a battleground between the bulls and bears, and if you are a pig, you get slaughtered. That's all there is to the story of Tesla. Valuation doesn't matter to Tesla. However, in NIO, valuation still matters, because right now the valuation is ridiculously low. So you are buying NIO today, similar to back then buying Tesla at $15 per share pre-split. I repeat, buying NIO today below $10 is like buying Tesla shares below $15 pre-split. And NIO 100s help you to avoid the mistake I made as ex-Tesla shareholders. I bought Tesla below 15 and sold everything around 35. I made a mistake. Why? Because I didn't have someone who gave me the big vision back then with Tesla 420. Let's call it that way. If someone did a Tesla 420 early on, when it was still trading at $15 per share, I would have held on. Because why not? The benefits is overwhelming to hold on to your shares. And that's exactly what's going to happen with NIO 100 shares. Every person who is buying NIO shares now is fully aware of the NIO 100 movement. I doubt there's a single shareholder out there in NIO shareholder structure who does not know about NIO 100. Yes, I'm that confident. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Since everybody who buys NIO shares knows about NIO 100, therefore, it is always on the back of the mind that NIO 100 could potentially become a reality, and therefore it will prevent them from selling too early, and therefore reduce the amount of available shares to the general public for trading or for holding. And that creates a cascading effect. Now imagine if I can convince just 1% of shareholders in NIO to hold on. But that 1% is not any shareholders in NIO. The 1% are the top 1% shareholder in NIO, which by default would know about NIO 100, right? Because the more shares you own in a company, the more research you do. Nowadays, you just have to go Google on YouTube NIO videos, and virtually every video comes with comments NIO 100 attached, which I'm very proud of. You guys are doing a great job. On my anonymous incognito platform I use to search for NIO videos, which is not biased, every video that pops up always have somebody commenting NIO 100. Well done. That's exactly how you create awareness. Well done, everyone. I congratulate you for the good job. So NIO 100 is so well known now that I cannot imagine any of the top 1% shareholders in NIO wouldn't know about it. Now here's the fun fact. Imagine you are one of the top 1% shareholders, which means you control 80-90% of the shares, by the way. That's usually how it works. Top 1% of shareholders control 90% of the shares. That is very, very normal. Okay? So don't make the mistake looking at a few thousand views of this video and thinking it's just a few thousand people, because you're projecting your own shareholding onto other people's shareholding. In reality, one shareholder in Abu Dhabi watching my video is bigger than all of you combined. You know who I'm talking about. So the quality of the viewers on my channel is far exceeding the importance of quantity of the viewers. This is the reason every video I make, I'm imagining a shareholder collection. This is how I make my videos. I'm always imagining I'm sitting in a stadium. Oh no, let's make it better. In a 6-star hotel. I'm sitting in a 6-star hotel somewhere in the world, in Dubai or in Tokyo or in Hong Kong, one of the financial centers. And I'm giving a press conference to the top 1% shareholders around the world of NIO. That's how I structure every single one of my videos. That's the reason people believe me, because I demonstrate competency, I demonstrate experience, I demonstrate reliability. And as long as top 1% of shareholders in NIO believe in the mission is the goal. And now imagine I do the same with Tesla shareholders. If I convince 1% of Tesla shareholders to switch over, and that 1% shareholder unfortunately might not include Elon Musk yet. My ultimate goal is including Elon Musk, convince him that NIO is an acquisition target. That would be amazing. Then you can buy NIO out at $200 per share, $300 per share, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Elon, as long as you're on my side, you're welcome. As you know, no one is a friend, right? But there are temporary alliances in the war. We can ally our interests together, and you take over NIO at $300 per share, and we call it a good deal. How about that? Okay. I would continue to make this kind of video going forward until NIO 100 is reached. Since I have nothing else to do in my life other than making NIO 100 videos, you can bet every single dollar you have that this will continue. I'm on holiday and I'm more productive than ever before. I want to show you guys. As someone on